Thanks for staying with us. We're still reviewing the papers. We'll move on now to Vanguard. Insecurity. Bandits feed our babies to their dogs. First bank motion dismissed by court. Customs intercept explosives concealed in 5 cartons of Quran. 2025 UTME jammed admits error, says candidates to retake exam. Cybercrime Act, FG Partners, National Assembly, Media, others on review, says Information Minister. YK's story, 2025 U20 AFCON. Our court upbeat Eagles, Falcon Eagles, Eaglets, will beat South Africa. I don't
It's
know.
your head that cut her.
Trying to.
Why did she mention your name?
Because YK is always like that, she likes football.
Since when?
Harcourt upbeat F Eagles will beat South Africa.
Your head is strong, YK. What's going on?
And you know which kind of
Well, let me take the major
Don't see
headline.
my cap.
This major headline is quite serious. The member representing House of Reps representing Zamfara State, Honorable Aminu Jaji, was, on the floor of the House, decrying the terrifying insecurity in Zamfara State, narrating how 60 people were abducted in, let me get the specific local government, was abducted in Banga community. And out of those 60, they demanded 30 million ransom. That was not paid. They've killed 10 of them. 50 are hanging. And one of the women, one of those who were abducted, a woman, gave birth in captivity to twins. And the bandit leader just threw the babies to his dogs. And the dog ate the babies one by one. Such horrifying story.
God.
And he continued to decry how the entire security in Zamfara State, once known as a peaceful area, has completely depleted. There's, he was also once House Committee Chairman on National Security and Intelligence, and he said over 200 attacks have been recorded in communities across Kaura-Namoda local government areas of Zamfara State alone, including Dayo, Banga, Gabaki, Korea, and Madura. That this is something that they promised that upon the party in government getting to power, insecurity will become a thing of the past. It's only gotten worse. It says the bandits have now established de facto authorities in local government residents, so Atutu government, just as we were back when Boko Haram was in Borno. And this is something that we can, along with the forest guards that we're now having, making sure that our forests are no longer harbor points for those criminals. We can tackle with sincere, deliberate policies.
But is this recent?
Yes, this is him on the floor of the House, recent House.
Because I thought they said Zamfara has improved.
He was
Zamfara has
improving
not improved.
all of a sudden.
He's narrating this as a recent incident.
I have another
Very
story,
terrible.
just so painful. Yeah, the Lagos State government yesterday disclosed that at least 30% of its workers who went on various government-sponsored capacity training programs abroad failed to return upon completion. Commissioner for Establishment and Training, Mr. Folabi Ayantayo, was the one who talked about this during the 2025 ministerial briefing on the activities of his ministry that was held in Lausa, Ikeja. So he was responding to questions at an interactive session, and he stressed that as a way of improving the human capital or human capacity development of staff, the states had consistently organized training programs abroad for its staff. Then they asked how many returned home from such trainings. He said about 8,000 staff from different ministries, departments, and agencies were approved to go on study leave in the last 3 years to enhance their professional skill. The records show that 70% returned, while 30% failed to return. However, 23,420 staff members benefited from the various training interventions between May 22 and December 2024. And within that same period, over 185 training programs were organized, which cut across multiple cadres, skill levels, and thematic areas relevant to public sector efficiency, leadership development, and regulatory compliance. Now, apart from those who absconded during training programs, they said several others had also left after the training for greener pastures abroad. So, they have tried to implement from 35,000 minimum wage, they had increased it to 85,000. That's in Lagos State now, to make it easy for workers, make them a part of the government, to understand, cushion the effects of the inflation and everything that's going on. But people are still running away. So right now, they only have 101,108 workers in total in Lagos State.
So these ones that you own and they stay there, do they know that they are spoiling chances for other people?
Absolutely.
That's it now. They
Absolutely.
send
They don't
for
care.
training,
They
you
just go
disappear.
to they go abroad and they will be the ones
Yeah.
abusing
Also,
Nigeria.
yeah.
Nigeria is bad.
Yeah.
They forget that the part
It's
they
governments
played.
that sent you abroad.
But
No,
I
not
also
even
believe
government,
government
the
is
part they're
complicit in this.
Yeah.
If you see the way they scamper for these travel opportunities within the civil service, you
It's
will
the
know, they
height
know
that-
some people just want to use it to jackpot.
True.
Okay, I was going to take customs. So the semi-border and the Nigerian customs at the semi-border was stating that they intercepted suspected explosive materials, including corrosive mercury, concealed in 5 cartons of the Holy Quran. Speaking to journalist Dr. Ben Oramulugo, who confirmed that one suspect had been captured and arrested in connection with the seizure. According to him, the contraband was being transported in a red Toyota Avances with number plates XYZ. In addition to the suspected explosive, the command also intercepted various foreign currencies during the month of April, totaling about 8.9 million when it's converted to Naira. Also, they said that they also intercepted a motorcyclist suspect of conveying uncustomed goods along Owode Road. Upon interception, the rider abandoned the Ghana must go back and fled. Examination of the bag revealed various foreign coins, namely 49 pieces of $2 coins and so many other, quite a bit of it. All sort of this being smuggled out of the country. I just wonder what they're using those coins for. But really, really sad. Moving on now to the Nigerian Tribune. JAM admits, we talked about that already. Monetary policy, reps frown at high interest rate. National Secretary position, Southeast PDP threatens to dump party. Wike performing because Tinubu borrowed him from PDP. Ningi tells Senate.
Borrow.
Oyo approves
Makes me rich.
4.5 billion naira borrowed. No. Oyo approves 4.5 billion naira for Bodija explosion victims. And shadow government DSS takes Utomi to court. No place for military incursion in Nigeria, says Buwan. Okay, which story?
Okay, as this.
The Department of State Service has dragged the 2007 presidential candidate of the African Democratic Congress, ADC, Patrick Utomi, to court over his announced, and he had announced that he's going to establish a shadow government in the country. In the suit, they said that they expressed concern that such a structure as a shadow government is if left unchecked may incite political unrest, cause intergroup tensions and embolden other unlawful actors or separatist entities to replicate similar parallel arrangements, which will all pose a grave threat to our national security. So they want them to declare the shadow cabinet being planned by Utomi as unconstitutional. However, I do remember during the 2015 elections when Oshibajo had said if they do not give him if they do not give their party the presidency, that they are going to form a shadow government. So it's a political statement.
Yeah, they all do.
You know, they all do it. So
No, I think the seriousness of his own is that it was beyond just talk. And a shadow government is something unconstitutional. It's unknown to our present 1999 constitution as amended. If you say it, they will investigate it. If you actually have a structure for it, I don't think it's far from.
But has he got a structure yet? Because they are not saying
DSS
he had made the announcement.
It's DSS that is with him. They are a security body. But Oyo State government.
But that shouldn't they just arrest him if it's a criminal offense?
Is it a criminal
It
offense?
was.
Is it a criminal offense?
From what
So
they are
say
saying,
it.
it's beyond just statement. They don't want to leave it untended now.
The one Buhari
He says a shadow
before
government
he got
is also
into power.
referred to
How many
as
people
a-
arrested
Buhari
him?
said that
Yes, how
time,
many people arrested him for
He
that?
said the shadow government, also referred to as cryptocracy, secret government, or invisible government, is a family of theories based on the notion that real and actual political power resides not only with the publicly elected representatives, but with private individuals who are exercising power behind the scenes beyond the scrutiny of democratic institutions. So it is recognized, but it is not. Now, is it lawful? I don't think it's lawful. That's why they're taking it to court.
It's not recognized.
So it is a recognized theory, but it's not lawful.
But my own
It's
point
also
is
not
that
recognized in our society.
Constitution, yes.
what
That
I
is
think
not
is a
recognized.
shadow government is they will just be pointing out that this is what you are doing wrong, this is what you are doing right.
To undermine the
And
president, which is
that's
what the
what
opposition
they
does
all
normally.
has
They have
Opposition
all
is different from what shadow
Whoa.
government is.
APC undermined
opposition
PDP
government
when
is
Jonathan
different.
was there.
And they did not by
Where?
creating a shadow government.
You know, he
they were
speaks a
opposition.
lot of
Oh,
English.
you don't give
Yeah,
them
pressure
option.
groups.
5
Yeah.
billion.
Pressure
Let us
groups.
He
move
speaks
on.
a lot of English.
Lot
So
of
you go
it,
down, instead of to now use opposition, you don't go use shadow.
He's not even
and
in
put himself
opposition.
inside
He's
one
in
now.
a party.
Do I know?
Okay,
So
we have to
that's
move
I
on.
think that's where the problem is. Your government don't approve. Has approved for 5 billion for the Bodija explosion victims, even though they had spent about 200 million, according to the state government, to providing accommodation, feeding, hospital bills, and security bills after the tragic incident. But now this has been approved. They are also saying that they are frowning at disinformation and half-truth that has been spread by residents of the people who purportedly are representing the residents of the Bodija. Huh?
Okay, that's all we can take on front page review. We're going to a break. When we come back, move on to our hot topic of today. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.